na enwumeka se boedi edi mu akotini bi ni se mampanyin John Dramani Mahama wono ene France mampanyin womo atenase ahwe ayonkofo a eda amannienu entemu a wo miamu amano aye den pa
Orumanyamfo kwabena minta kando wakasa ede tudwase enkane apobidi so afọ be di chiru gina Ghana di mu kosa na contract bi a enye papa obetwe na boso dina ko gina mra no
Office of the Special Prosecutor dia tu edwa say wo she enru bosomi November no enko na wieye no na enipa bi a wo mo eka eye owura kenofori ata ho enipa num eka no mo mu yensia no do makogina mra na nim keta se ne proye a wo mabo man no ka no wo de soso bo abo mo akogina court
amane bo chirem so kopie mu e wo mrase be dwefie a mrase be dwafo masetena enam so ma ne dum kuma friends ntwerefo nhie mu a wani abere pa
na Public Accounts Committee wo mu dwamtenani e no de ato eye woswafo a wono ne hwe apomuden ho ensem se e de na oye edru ye kobronyam edru sa abre yi ankrofo kofa anwa ani nuane bia nhye damfa kwan mu a eno emwa o manfo apomuden e de na oye e de afa ho
owura kisi ajabia kasa na dia tudwa se na tenaye no eni attorney general tenaye akomontuma abachira na omo ye adwuma bom se na ebe na enka ne photo samfo owura Kenneth ofuri ase de ni ba gina mra no e wo ma Ghana mu
ensempi ka ho ne de bremo kasebo mu ye wonwumako bi a wo mo na aso ya ase
kasebo mu aseda ye fama this way chocolate drink ne on here no a ene unsu hie special so just special range of drinks and so just best point best assurance you to nchene ka ho bi wonyina ebu akidom na bi anwanu mienu yasin konwa kasebo ye de esomo akenkanfo eye me Sadat Muhammad Bene
akosi asapon yen ne ka bom de kasebo ya base yera ensem ni mu ede a na mampanyi John Dramani Mahama kwakopie mu ewo France abrochime mu na wei eye 2025 Paris Peace Forum a wonom eye enam so ama abra mampanyi John Dramani Mahama ene French mampanyi ora Emmanuel Macron ehia ye no wo mo atwetwe enkomo ye koso ewo Elysee ahimfie anase Elysee Palace na enkomo yi ana wo mo eka bambo ho asem se de be ya ye betimi aka ye ho abom ama bambo akọ animu ewo ebibrem ha ne wo nom enso ede afi wo mo kasa fa sikasam ho ena se de mantam yi anase ye ka ebibrem a ye betumi agina ye na so na yetu empon na se hyiamu yi ema kwan ema mampanyi Macron ono ena wokasa ye ema Ghana mampanyi akwaba eno achi no eyade a ode ya konsem ma no ewo enkane mampanyin ne yire eye first lady Nana Konadu Agyeman Rollins a wanya ne ba bi kɔ no wode eno ho ya konsem ede ema no owie ye no ena wobo na baso ewo nhyehyɛ papa a wode agu akwan mu ama ene asa nneoma ekoso ewo Ghana ha nhyehyɛ ewo sikasem mu ene nneoma hodo a waya a wode na so ate wode na ni so adi akire wo kasa ede efa yensu wansuwa ene emu ehye a yeto a enkofa wo haw ene atetibia emfama amanya ededadeda entemu afei wo ekasa ede efa se Gulf of Guinea tesa amanya wo da ensuwansuwa no no kasa ede fa ho empanimfo emienu ekasa ye ede fa bosia sese wo de magana ya pomuden fa no na eno eboye sese no ma ye ho nkrata sa wo de akoto mra hyebedwam wo twen se mra hyebedwafo ebeje atomu na afei se sika na ba be kan yensa de aboa ewa pomuden fm eno na mampanyi John Dramani Mahama ene French mampanyi wo kasa edifa International Monetary Fund IMF wo hyehyɛ ya wo de amagana ene se de enoma esi eko French Development Bank se de wo masi ehunu Ghana ene GDP se de esi kɔ ne mwa wo betimi de aboa yen eno achi no wo bo mampanyi abaso se African Union AU wodi asine na so na wo hwɛ se de be ya obepagya na wodi asina battery so na atimi akɔ nanim kasa edifa Africa Continental Free Trade Area eno ye Ghana ha sei eti mampanyi Mahama bo ho da road kyerɛ wo mo na ahyia mu no se ebibrem ha nyina adwadie enhyehyɛ ye awoma ye Ghana ha na sie eti so wo ba wo mo fa ba bi bɔne kra nwachi ena wo kasa edifa eye asuafo be se mpema hanu 200,000 wo no eye 1 million coders program a wo ma hyehye wo che se hyeafo wo do wo akọ akogu so no wo kan de kire French mampanyin any school nsɛm sɛ de be ya akyerɛkyerɛfo wo mbetimi akyerɛ French kasa no e wo memu ye hia akyerɛkyerɛfo ye ni bi akyerɛkyerɛfo no mo no so nti ho hyehyɛ ye betimi aboa no so mo kasae eno achi na mampanyin a wo France mampanyin Macron ono so kasae e de French hyehyɛ papa wo mo de egu akwan mu enti wo kan sɛ hyehyɛ ye bi ti sɛ Viva Tech Summit ebekɔ so Nairobi May 2026 wo beka Ghana asɛm e wo ho Ghana e akwanya yenso so ade a yaye no ye betumi de abɛkyerɛ African Union European Union Summit eno bɛkɔ so Angola eno so eye 2026 June 2026 G7 Summit eno so eye ade a mampanyin Macron say obeka Ghana asem wo ho nti moa bia ye behia no eno so obeka ho asem eno wo kyese se wo hwe bibrem ha sese ade ba akọ ha ye pa eye terrorist wo mo mutu aban guo ene wo mo agitumi he de free aman panimfo nsem eti ni nyina ye nhyehyeye ne nsem a wo kan ye ene nneoma wo mbetumi aye de aboa Ghana na Ghana so mbenya mfaso de free ye ho no ene ho nkomotwetwe ena ekoso wo aman panimfo yi emienu
Equal and the Association for the Development of Education in Africa, or the Nansensi Holding Shamusun Kubi as so Ewon crying. You may say and a Ghana man Penya Bidiatre, Professor J. Nana Opuku Ajima, or the Nimonyam Copium Awase. Prof. Casemina, which him said Brass on Sebi before, edition home seminar, you may a new Conhonia Shan Sunny Beb before, now how do I come Sebi before no? You bet me the edition home seminar at me as one, Brasson, say edition and the who say Bedum Pempen soa, edition for Berry School, no more bebois, and my whole will be Brimnan Concobase, a Bribia near draw bebe, near Lebo Passe, and on a yard before you know for so be a dear free soul.
This gathering has two key aims. First, to take stock of the previous triennial held 2022, and second, to reflect on the implications of global and continental shifts on education. As an African-led organization, ADIA's self-assessment must also consider how emerging global trends integrate with our cultures, which have long sustained different forms of education. Shortly after assuming office, we convened a National Education Forum, which focused on 5 pillars: infrastructure, quality, governance and accountability, financing, and evidence-based decision-making. Through our flagship Ghana Accountability for Learning Outcomes project called the Gallop, we are improving foundational learning and promoting results-based reforms. We have also established the Ghana Education Evidence and Data Lab to promote evidence-based policy making and introduce curriculum innovation. Recognizing the power of research, our government has established the National Research Fund with a seed capital of 50 million Ghana cedis from the GET Fund to support research institutions and evidence-driven educational policies. Despite these achievements, financing remains a challenge. Ghana, like many of her peers on the continent, must work very hard to keep pace with rising educational demands, especially in TVET, STEM, and EdTech. But I want to raise and submit that the relevance of education should be directly linked to the long-term economic and social development agendas of our countries. We believe that the time has come for Africa to rely more on her resources to solve her problems. We are blessed not only with rich mineral wealth, but also with intelligent, creative youth whose talent can drive Africa's transformation when we take better care of these natural resources and human resources. Let us mobilize our collective expertise and innovation to create sustainable African funding mechanisms. And you and I know that we can. I want to raise that we go beyond that percentages. And I want to draw the attention of the African Education, Science, Technology and Innovation Fund being established by the African Development Bank. And I gather that we all deliberate on how this fund might serve a sustainable alternative to foreign aid, even as every country also look within itself and ask itself, how can I add value to the raw materials I've been exporting?
Yet was so Ediana special prosecutor Orakisi Ejaben. One is central for shedding some atuja watches say enru eye November bosomi nkone wie ye die. Na eye Ghana Revenue Authority any Strategic Management Limited SML due e ho contract dia e ho eba asem no na watumi abo wonum kwadu e wo court. Wache se waye ne hwehwemu aboabo ne ho eti nipensia e no de sa sobo ebo wo mu na sobo no de bo wo mu no e ketasehye ne proye ane enyoma bi etete sa e no de abo wonum na wache se wo mama oman no ahwere sika pa nti enu November enko na wie ye ne de na wabo mo sa sobo no de wo mo akwakogina court. Na se nipa yi a wokobo mo kwadu no eye enkane soafo a ohwe sikasem so onimunyamfo kenoforiata enkane member a na owo finance ministry ora Ernest Akko enkane commissioner general a owo GRA Dr. Amishadai Owusu Amoa ena ora Emmanuel Kofinti former commissioner general ewo customs division GRA ora Crensel ena ora Kwajo Damoa. The
outcome of the investigation is that the OSP will charge the following persons with various corruption and corruption-related offenses before the end of November 2025. 1. Kenneth Nanayao Oforiatta, former Minister of Finance. 2. Ernest Akore, Chef de Cabinet to Kenneth Nanayao Oforiatta as Minister of Finance. 3. Emmanuel Kofinti, former Commissioner General of Ghana Revenue Authority. 4. Amishadai Owusu Amoa, former Commissioner General of Ghana Revenue Authority. 5. Isaac Crensel, former Commissioner of the Customs Division of Ghana Revenue Authority and General Manager of Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited. 6. Kwajo Damoa, former Commissioner of the Customs Division of Ghana Revenue Authority and Member of Parliament for German South constituency. As part of the process, the OSP will seek to recover the financial loss caused to the Republic from the persons listed above. Also, the OSP will recover a total amount of 125 million cedis from SML by way of a disgorgement of unjust enrichment of overpayment by the return of the benefit of this amount it obtained unfairly at the expense of the Republic. This amount was arrived on two considerations. First, the participation of SML in the public revenue assurance regime was based on largely undeserved automatic payments detached from performance. Second, the figure was adjusted on a quantum meru basis. This is a legal doctrine that developed the English common law as a form of implied contract or quasi-contract to ensure that the person who conferred a benefit on another received compensation, even when no valid contract existed. The courts introduced the doctrine as an equitable remedy to prevent unjust enrichment, recognizing that fairness sometimes required payment even without an enforceable agreement. In the present context, the OSP configured the doctrine in respect of adjusting the fair value of the investments made by SML in pursuance of performing its obligations under the various contracts, even where the contracts were procured unlawfully and even where services were minimally performed or not performed at all, on the back of SML's reasonable expectations created under the various contracts which were awarded to it by high-ranking public officials who represented ostensible authority and statutory and regulatory compliance to that private company. The investments include the setting up and maintenance of two offices by SML, one in Accra and the other in Tema, the hiring of employees, the payment of the employees' salaries and attendant statutory payments, the acquisition of vehicles, the acquisition of and installation of ultrasonic meters and automatic tank gauges, and the procurement of a transaction value assessment system, TVAS.
enhyemu kro no ase no enwura kisi ajaben wochim se nhwemu ano moye ede afowura Kenneth Ofurata ho efa giari ene SMLD no eyade nhwemu no akokosi asefe kofiko intinatena ye ene atene general atena ye adwuma bom se ne beye na wura Kenneth Ofurata e betwe na boso na ide na begina mra no ewo maimu.
The past few weeks we are once again drawing negative flag that we who put him on our list of wanted persons, that the OSP that declared him wanted, that the OSP that declared him a fugitive from justice, that the OSP that went to Interpol in record time of 48 hours and placed him on Interpol's red notice, we were stalling the case and that we were wasting time. But once again, as I said, we knew what we were doing and we knew what we were waiting for. And last week when the Attorney General addressed the media, he said something very poignant. He said, these financial investigations require time and patience. And we ask, give us that regard of time and patience, we will deliver the results we wanted, like this. And as I said, before the expiration of November 2025, we will charge all these persons that I listed before the criminal courts. We will not stultify our own investigations. We will not delay our own investigations. We would do it right. We will be patient. We will be meticulous. We would have all the expertise in the world examine all, because we only have one shot at these criminal cases. We cannot go back, forth with it. And so, I announce to you, as we did by way of our press statement last week, that we are in full collaboration with the Attorney General's Department. We cannot work against each other. We are working for the same cause, which is the cause of the Republic of Ghana. And we cannot be at loggerheads. We cannot be in dispute. Sometimes, personalities and how one wants to do something may clash a bit, but that should not be taken as dispute or disagreement.
Adeshima mayenyi aboafo nkrato emra ye ba ibeto akase bodos. ya mama akwa ba ye to akase bo no eso ya to so dia na ekopiem e wo public accounts committee chairperson a wono e na woda public accounts committee no ano ono ayemrahye bedwani watiwa east eye emrahye bedwani onumunyamfo abena osei asare na wo mko asetena ema oswafo hwe apomuden ho nsem wode eto nanim se de ba de na omo ye bronye ba ekobase ya wode nuane anwa titiru anwa a wonom ede eba eye Ghana ha beton de ama omanfo edu bronya ye bechi akokọ saa ye de bi be no amo ye de bi be ye stew ana abomu we mu nyina eye anwa ho asem se yanhwe ni ya anwa ensem fra esese epie wo mamu ne bepie Ghana for beto ye be yare e de na wo ya afa ho e ma wo mo echeche nsem emu ewo.
You ask yourself, how did these things slip into our country? Because cooking oil are supposed to have some consistency in terms of the flow, but it's in the sun, but it's as semi-hard. And I know this cannot be the regular cooking oil. So we will ask that the surveillance will be more, especially around the Christmas festivity, so that we don't have some of these things slipping in there. Your last one, Minister, has to do with the gift revenue processing model. The Auditor General said that during the audit in 2023, you hadn't implemented it. And so if you can give us an update whether it has been implemented and moving forward, you are using it as you are supposed to use it.
Not only true. The observation given to us was that it was not fully being implemented. Not that it's not being implemented at all. But we have now trained the staff to fully implement it, so they've been done.
You have maybe, so you can't say the caption is not true. Something that is not fully implemented is not implemented. Yes. So the auditors are right.
Apomuden so afo ene urumunyamfo kwabera minta kando na opanyini wakasa de tudwa se enkane apomuden so afo abedi etire Dr. Bernard Okobo Ebra na wosom Ghana ogina Ghana dimu esane contract bi a emu na ho na sa contract ne de enya ade a obehwe ma na kokwa obehwe hu ni se wode be fa emra kwan so na emra na opanyini na di na wosa kirem se bra so se ya ban asomfo so omofomo a ye ma mra na omudi esan se omumbu mra so
Nema bi koso from free and no sorry I'm for me nema bi a me go boy actual but me tuni to say no question on cancer because I nyama maybe ye drew higher ye cancer say we na on the koso ye in fact overpayment no back e happen $5 million e happen in November 2024 and so he granted that payment. In any case, so no officer said there was nothing wrong with the contract. There was nothing I can prevent so maybe renew contract and sign our co-position. Because when trying my contract in once and I renew, you could have renewed it. And so baby Omodi I be do no. The best way. I already say lamentation. You want to solve the issues. And I'm very happy so no if indeed the yeso action on the show is confirming that the vendor has been overpaid. You say a concentrating, you say a DNC solution. So, I mean, your 4 weeks program strategy will get out of this mess. But the best one, try we are the because I'm okay.
Yani adwadifo a won mo agbugloshi edi nkomo wo mo kire se wo hwe Ghana sikasam yeye na ama yenuoma yeto ewodwom so yeye na eno na Agribusiness Association for omo kire nuoma bi ewo ho a ne bo no abafom bi ti se emo ebro beans ni nyina abafom ne bo no abafom a ebeboa yenim se saa enuoma nsusu free etifido mantam na eba na wo kire se ebirum wo ho a ye ma ye mfa nko amono ne nko nkoton yenim ne ntia se mo amunim nuoma ahodo ekoso titiru ne galamse ho nsensem no na ye ne adwadifo no ekasa no mo kire se o mani age se nuoma ne ebo no ekofom eno be ma atofo adoso ama wo mo
Chose said the market ni die foreign one no chese ase bebia ya titi susa by local one no ye hu bi o market ye nya bi nton na e de ba krampa de bo so e wo soro o so mo de ba Say we say omo de ba ye ni mo ba mo na mo de ba market. Oh, this rice is fine. Take. Hey, na yeso yafa. Na ya try na ehu sampa so fine. But when rice local rice no, she dey need baby potin ya kwa. Ube akonya na no kwa na so bo de ba outside. Na ye hu na ye to na wo ha na de bia be o say o jeto na hwe say e fine na say koksen. Ba mo fa bi mbasa. Ye hu bisa kra.
Sisi ano niama no obi no mu kasa yenti so ya ti niama bebre so. Sika na ye ni bi misi amiti ho no mi wo sika kankan be to niama bebre de gu ho anwa ya ti su kakra emu ya ti su kakra ya ti niama base wo fom ebro wo fom na sika na ye ni bi.
Last year say na ni boy di no about down till last year. Last year Niger say about 24, say about 11, which means almost half of it.
You see there kakra wo ebi wo ho. Be ebusu wo ma ebedu as a lorry fare no. Ena ma ne koso. Sisi ane kotoko ne yato ni 700. Sisi nde na ye 1000 1000. Sisi ada ba fam kakra. Na o manage na ho sa ma ye. Yesu ye kwa yesu ebenye bia ba ya beton. Se san koso sa na yesa ne ye nya. Ubechi sa ansa na ubenya. Be mi gidi says sisi a se na aban na ye no. Eboa ye nyina wo so kwa wo kwesika kakra wo sutu nye bito e de baba beton.
Emo market no. O se de emo de abu. Emo de abu na say market na ni ho yento ade nti ye bompa se sika beba krom bebre. O local na de se eno no eba market na bo din che foreign ones no. Nti eba market yento ne bo na din foreign one Ghana one no. Local na bo din nti eba yento ana imported ones no ewo from nti no moto. Ezo kita 26 crowd benya mo 5x5 ato 27 benya bi ato 28 ubet benya bi akọ 30 31 32. Look at the no ne boy de me gi bi ache. Look at mo ne de say abroche de no kita mfidi akese ode ye adwuma. Oh, nti labor no ewo from. Oh, na compared to Africa ha me kan say ye Ghana ha de di pakro no machine akese on kita bi adwumadin ya handwork ya anti ontimi ne afidi enya adwuma nye saade asenka aban na boa akuafo no amomu machine sakese amomu loan dia ene ko mbetimi a compete ne foreign ones no.
Domkuma no afrens ntwerefo nhia mu ama dama ngomra sebedwani oromanyamfo Samuel Abdullah Jinapo wagina wona mu akasa opanyine ka semne na wo chirim se ene obepimu omra sebedwafi a dom kese no omomma na enka ne ya nanka if parliament no domkuma ne dom kese no mo numbers no ye kwakwa ye penumpo no sabre no obi aba ma ne ye fe nanso ene domkuma no omakwakwa ye kuma bi na kese no so akoye kese ne moroso no nyina chire no dom kese ne ma wo sensem dodo na gumpenifo apono so bila also di hu nkomo gitum na be ye mra na ebo Ghana nanso dem kese ne ma nti nsem dodo na konkonwo bo a omuntimi hwe ho nsem kaye nti ogina so na wasere dom kese ne se omofo wose anya oyo omunhye Ghana fo ni munyam na omomra mra se bedwofe me yadwuma.
The Ghanaian people went through a lot to elect us as members of parliament. So generally speaking, all of us are expected to take our duties as members of parliament seriously. And secondly, and in particular, for the first time in the fourth Republican dispensation, in the wisdom of the Ghanaian people, they elected a super majority for this ninth parliament. The NDC majority, the NDC group in this house, constitutes 189 out of the 276 members of parliament. That is a super majority, and that is 2/3 of all the members of parliament, all the 276 members of parliament. This is unprecedented. It's never happened before in the fourth Republican dispensation. Indeed, it's never even happened in the whole history of our country. And one will expect that out of this 189 of them, even if 99 of them were to stay at home, they will still have the 90 members of parliament required to form a quorum to do business. And indeed, as I pointed out on the floor of parliament, they have the numbers by themselves to form a quorum to do business. They have the numbers by themselves to form a quorum to take decisions. They have the numbers by themselves to form a quorum to even take fundamental decisions, which requires 2/3 of all members of parliament. And as one of them once said, they can run this ninth parliament without the minority. And therefore, the question that many Ghanaians are asking, why are they not attending to the House? Why are they not taking their business as members of parliament seriously? And why are they not showing up? And why is this majority turning out to be an absentee majority? And this is why we think we should communicate to the Ghanaian people who elected these 189 members of parliament, who gave them the super majority and 2/3, to know that we, the minority in this house, are very prepared, ready, and willing to help them conduct government business.
Adishma Mayanya Wafon Kratom review.
Ghana de shema mu nyina akwa ba yeto akasebo no eso a ekwa wondin ene the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana na wosre abaning penifo kan bi wom se be ya won hyehye mra ebe sisi amanfo na won kra mo adua ene saa ne ma no emfemfra mo ne san se Ghana kwafo timi do mo ne adua no dodo mu pa edi saa mra ne ba beba na abo Ghana kwafo ho ban ma mfudi a wodo no aye Ghana fo akono ma won so de won ho atima hyemu bi
we share local rice industry now. Capacity no ewo ho. Farmers no ewo ho. You make produce. Inti aden na ye institutions na ye won. Ye mandate say open local rice and open mum e da ye mujuma. Say be a school feeding program. Say be a free SHS free. Say be a Ghana Armed Forces free. And now all other state institutions be a mum pe local rice na use. I'm just wondering how we just can do that, because I knew say in the past that was the limit, but you see I say in Swiss no almost prefer to buy imported rice as against local rice. It's so cool industry. It is a bible to me to the say as a matter of urgency, no state institution pia or pay a more we shouldn't even allow it to happen. Let us we share your borders now. The what they are porous. Emma the more cheap imported rice. Epa or minimum.
Arehusem beto apono so efri asante mantemo eba ewo Santase runabout ene se China Mall ewo hono eja ato won warehouse amana hidwrebe
oye ne kese na si ewo eye Kumasi Santase runabout eye eja jampantu bi ato eye Kumasi Santase runabout eye baby e fro say China Mall eye mall kese pa yet beye ewia ekobo be no miensa na eja no eto hanom a wekese wo ha be 100 amanfo timi ebo mo modern adwumayfo no de wo mu nyina etimi epie nanso so no ejapade e fre na ejapade de enya ade ba akokora o mafa na wo hanom asesi aniema ni nyina ahye Ghana National Fire Service for e wo hanom a e free say omo tin kra say eja e hye wo hanom no omo epie mu wo hanom nanso so no se ne eja na no se edin ensuo no ko omo tu agum no na edin abrosan etoa so be ye miensa e wo hanom ni nyina ka agu a sesi ameka say akoye arehosem e wo hanom a meka say penyimfo a omo wo eye Kumasi dodo na aba be pie mu e wo eye ahanom mayor e de Kumasi ono so e wo hanom a ye pese ye ne na etwetwe enkomo ona bompacho ye ma wakwa baba UTV so wadaroma ye nim say obai we enti na obai na so far obedru ano ye beka say we initial comment die na wo
me initial comment ya de so de timamufo no say ekoba say ye twika ne ye tenwen say ye police motor say ye ambulance say ye fire tender aya yembie makwan mu enda if you say obi a wode nwenwen ko bia no ha wo bi na okwa akoso ano say fire tenders ne tinka no omunya easy access a ka mejidi say nke bia nke be ye kaka omo enya easy access to ba bedru ano na enioma no agency mo nze ahanso no enoma na ewo esro furniture ni sa nyanya fuels for fire it e basa na agency ebio from next week ye be ne fire service department be din kita or say omo shops akese ni nyina you organize training ma omo workers on how to use the fire extinguishers
edie na ohun edie na sie bonoto famai
Ochoa the never started be 2 to 3 mo honom ye ko break ye ba na me hu se bibi bon ye inside ho na me catch madam for ba ko say asa how born madam ba ko prime kan say o de o ta o page means no o bo e bia China for na ye the ash na me say yo se ne ba ye gina hodin na me hu say boys need dream me care free abroad sign so you be some side no say fire na madam ni dream ne ka ba no ka give to ka say bibi bon sa warehouse na na ye den ash nti ene a wa animu na ba bia na ash na wa bon nti ne hu say ade no ye inside wo nyina ye tum
do 331 ombedui na no kware mu na ba bia eja e wo ho nti nyombe ya ne so almost started from the front almost fight fire no carry mu niam almost ton wa highly combustible materials etimi shin tem apart from that building materials na nka so mo de ye no niam bia etimi hye wo hwa aha no wo ni ho aha echiro ni haba enim ha nyina no enye wo they are highly combustible materials omodi aye
ja to ho anya de
enye ayi
say building na memfa say ye de blocks atwa ka bia anka
it can confine the whole thing. It can confine the whole thing. But when we share the flow, I call first floor no, enye concrete. Into a pressure aba na e won chenchen no, into konchen ho a, un say a crack it and a tilt because support na e say anka e holding no. Eni ho eno na ama eja no. Ashin tem.
Nti aha ena yede mu besi e wasantase China more.
Abuja ha say na de kase bonusi ye ka wo se president wo de betwu sen e ya posen papa a agidin yie wo ba ye nso ache e na da bia no o ma ensachara ya bam nti wo se no se de esi kono na odi wachi saa president e wa hodo miensa ye wo herbal ye wo charcoal ene wo triple action eboa papa Mr. Store na wo dan na chi wo na wo nchen wo no kwa wo sabeka mi ba bia Pepsodent da form nkwada de mpanimfo de se de openi bia so ubenya no
mafade yi eye St. Phillips akenkanfo eye me Sadat Mohammed Mene
akosia sapon yama momo ni hwa adehye
Welcome to NLA 590 Mobile. Today we will discuss how you can win cash by playing 590 on your phone or online. Visit 590mobile.com.gh or dial *959# on any handset or network and choose option 1 on the menu for direct 1. Select one number from 1 to 90 as your direct 1 number. You win 40 times your stake amount, only if your selected number is the same number that appears first in the draw. Thank you for your attention. And remember, you can start